Welcome to the inaugural Michigan Library Awards, celebrating excellence in Michigan libraries and recognizing the accomplishments, dedication, and service of outstanding library staff and supporters. Presented in partnership with the Michigan Association for Media in Education, the Michigan Academic Library Association, and the Michigan Library Association. My name is Wesley Stace. I'll be your MC this evening, and I am broadcasting to you from Philadelphia. You're in Michigan, I presume, although we could be anywhere these days, couldn't we? But I'm in Philadelphia, and I am a novelist. I've written 4 novels, some other books as well, of which the first, Misfortune, and indeed all of them were discussed in my keynote address this afternoon about libraries, their immense influence upon me and their immense importance in my work. And because of that, I've chosen to dress the part for you this evening, as indeed has George, my ventriloquist dummy, also the star of that novel that happens to be narrated by him. And I'm delighted to be here with you to help you celebrate and to sing you a song, perhaps, a literary song for librarians, and I may even tell a joke. Who can tell? And to introduce everybody and make the award ceremony go with a swing. So, firstly, thanks to the Elixir Fixer, Angie Jackson, for helping celebrate during cocktail hour before the award ceremony. I hope everybody enjoyed that. I know I did. And tonight, we realize the importance of recognizing libraries and what libraries do for the betterment of community life. As recognized by your state legislature, we are celebrating Michigan Library Appreciation Month throughout October, and this is our last event. Libraries are the future of reading. Courtney Millan. Here's one I really like. Isaac Asimov said this, so the quiz bit's done. When I read about the way in which library funds are being cut and cut, I can only think that American society has found one more way to destroy itself. A library is not a luxury, but one of the necessities of life, said Henry Ward Beecher. So the 3 collaborating hosts, the Michigan Library Association, the Michigan Association for Media in Education, and the Michigan Academic Library Association, agree that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. The Gestalt. We are stronger, they are stronger, we are all stronger together. And now I would like, without further ado, to introduce the Michigan Library Association President. Will you please welcome Jennifer Dean?
Good evening, all. I'm Dean Dean, Dr. Jennifer Dean, Dean of Libraries and Instructional Technology at University of Detroit Mercy, and it is my honor and privilege to be your MLA president this year. Our MLA mission means as much now as it ever did. MLA leads the advancement of all libraries through advocacy, education, and engagement. We serve the people who work in and with our libraries and the communities our libraries serve. Our vision is meaningful too. MLA strives to be an indispensable resource and valued leader, partner, and advocate for Michigan's libraries. We've had quite a year. COVID hasn't slowed us down, and we've kept our focus on our communities and our commitment to equity, diversity, and inclusion. Our advocacy and educational events have engaged more people than ever before, with weekly coffee hours and a new focus on webinars and online meetings. We have secured support from legislators and additional funding resources, including $1 million in state aid. Congratulations, everyone. We have pivoted all of our programming to a virtual platform. We've just wrapped up our first ever virtual conference. These last 3 incredible days have proved that it can be done and done successfully. And we're just getting started. MLA has many more events scheduled for the year. We'll keep you informed with our primary source newsletter and regular news roundups. I have to say, MLA has an incredible staff. I want to take a moment to thank Debbie, Rachel, Amber, Lisa, and Ryan. And I want to thank you. You are MLA. MLA is 1,700 members strong. We are #Stronger Together. Part of being stronger together is our partnership with organizations here in Michigan that share our focus on libraries, library workers, and the library community. MLA is especially proud to partner with the Michigan Association for Media and Education, or MAME, and the Michigan Academic Library Association, or MIALA. We've joined together tonight to honor some amazing individuals who work tirelessly on behalf of libraries. I am so grateful to my colleagues who have joined us here tonight to help us do just that. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Jennifer. And now, will you please welcome the president of the Michigan Association for Media in Education, Kat Kearns.
Good evening and welcome to the Michigan Library Awards. I'm Kat Kearns and I'm the school librarian for Saginaw Township Community Schools and also honored to hold the title of the president of MAME, the Michigan Association for Media and Education. MAME serves school librarians in our state. What a crazy year. A few highlights I'd like to share about MAME. We recently started town hall talks to reach out to our library community. The first few town hall talks were focused on return to learn and surviving return to learn. What are you doing for your health? I loved that almost 50% of the 200 plus registered attendees were public librarians. We've also hosted a few free PD opportunities sponsored by Google. We've started a diverse book list selected by school librarians, recommended by our students, called Myself and Books. Our list will be released at our virtual winter getaway in January at our January conference, which will focus on books and reading. Another highlight, we've completed and shared how school librarians support the Lit Essentials for grades K through 12. MAME is proud to partner with organizations serving the library community, including the Michigan Academic Library Association, the Michigan Library Association, and the Library of Michigan. Since school librarians are also certified teachers, we also partner with many educational organizations. The Michigan Department of Education, the State Board of Education, the State Parent Teacher Organization, and the General Education Leadership Network. MAME is a chapter of AASL, a division of ALA, and an affiliate member of ISTE. MAME is proud to be part of the Michigan Library Awards inaugural event. This is another step towards building stronger relationships among all types of libraries. It is an honor to be included in this event and to be able to recognize a school librarian who works tirelessly to advocate for all libraries. Enjoy this evening of celebration.
Thank you, Kat. And now, will you please welcome the president of the Michigan Academic Library Association, Cynthia Simpson.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Cynthia Simpson, and I'm the Director of Library Services at Madonna University, located in Livonia, Michigan. And I'm honored to be MIALA's president, especially in such challenging circumstances as we're seeing this year with coronavirus. I joined MIALA in 2015 during the initial year when that group was founded. And I never would have expected in 6 years I would be your president. So I'm very honored to be here tonight and be part of this great organization. MIALA, again, was founded in 2015, and we are an ACRL chapter. Our mission is to provide opportunities for professional development, for leadership and committee services, for librarians, library staff, and library students who are working in higher education. We promote the value and contribution of academic libraries through collaboration with state and national associations. An example of that in practice is our mentorship program that rolled out last year, and we actually had more of our members signed up to be mentors than we did mentees. So that's a very good problem to have. Another initiative that we're working on is inclusion, diversity, equity, and access across our organization. We know there are many opportunities available to us to improve those initiatives within our organization, within our services. And we're looking to better ourselves. And one way of doing that this year is that we're including idea statements in each of our board positions so everybody knows that they are responsible for those initiatives. And we're also looking to expand our interest groups, possibly by adding a staff interest group, because we are the Academic Library Association and everybody who works in those libraries should be included. So we are very proud this evening to partner with the Michigan Association for Media and Education and the Michigan Library Association in serving patrons across our state and through participation in tonight's awards ceremony. It is uplifting and inspiring as we sit here tonight separately, possibly in our own homes or offices, and that in even this time of upheaval and uncertainty, we can still celebrate each other, celebrate our accomplishments and our contributions. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Cynthia. And now, will you please welcome the State Librarian for Michigan, Randy Riley.
Hi, I'm State Librarian Randy Riley, and I wanted to take a few moments to congratulate all of the individuals who are being recognized this evening. Your dedication and commitment to doing outstanding work in your individual libraries is inspirational. So congratulations to all of you. 2020 has been a very strange year, to say the least. And I also want to thank all the libraries and all of the library staff across the state. In the middle of this pandemic, you have managed to reinvent what outstanding library service looks like in your communities and have done the things necessary to keep your libraries front and center in your community. So you should all be very proud of the work that you've been doing. It has not been easy, and that is recognized by the staff of the Library of Michigan. We continue to be there to try to help you in any way that we can. This evening, I also want to recognize the three groups that have come together to organize and present these awards. The Michigan Library Association, Michigan Academic Library Association, and Michigan Association for Media and Education have come together to do these awards virtually this year. It's an example of how library groups and librarians in Michigan are very open to partnerships and collaboration. And when you throw in MCLS and the various library cooperatives, it is one of the reasons that we have some of the best libraries in the country. I am that guy. When the other state librarians get together, I'm always bragging about how great and all of the good things that Michigan libraries are doing, because you're doing wonderful things. So you should all be proud of the work that you're doing. So congratulations again to all of the people receiving awards. Remember, stay safe out there. We've been getting recently some great support from the Michigan legislature, which increased state aid by $1 million in this latest budget. And the governor's office has been very supportive of libraries, and they have sent along a video from the governor. So at this time, it is my honor to introduce Governor Gretchen Whitmer.
Hi, everyone. This is Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I'm grateful to have the chance to speak to those celebrating at the Michigan Library Awards, hosted by the Michigan Library Association, the Michigan Academic Library Association, and the Michigan Association of Media and Education. The importance and value of libraries for literacy and education cannot be overstated, because we know that reading skills are fundamental in laying a foundation for future academic success. Libraries are dynamic centers of lifelong learning that empower people from all walks of life to make informed decisions about the world around them. Their accessibility and role as community centers make them an indispensable education resource for people of all ages. This year, Michigan libraries served a critical role in gathering census data for hard-to-count populations and encouraging participation. And even during a global pandemic, libraries continue to offer virtual and curbside services, online story hours, critical loans of hotspots, and more. Congratulations to all the award winners. You have worked tirelessly to advance the role of libraries in communities, schools, and campuses, and we are grateful for your work.
Well, thank you to Governor Gretchen Whitmer for that video, and we'd like to thank her for her support of libraries throughout Michigan and for a FY21 budget that now includes an additional $1 million for state aid to libraries. That's a total of $13 million. And now the awards ceremony is about to begin. There are going to be 11 awards for 11 outstanding individuals who will be recognized for their work in school, public, and academic libraries. And it's a terrific honor and achievement for the winners of these awards to be recognized on a statewide basis. So now, without further ado, on with the show. The Heart of a Champion Award recognizes a library supporter who has shown an exceptional commitment to libraries or the library profession through continued advocacy and supporting or providing funding for their local library. Now to introduce and unveil this year's recipient of the Heart of a Champion Award, welcome Kathleen Russ.
This year's recipient of the MLA's Heart of a Champion Award has been an integral part of the Troy Public Library's history, especially over the last 10 years. It is not an understatement to say that her efforts have made a significant contribution to not only keeping the library open, but helping it become the thriving institution it is today. I first met our recipient in 2010 when she joined the Citizens Committee to save the Troy Public Library. The library had been used as a bargaining chip in a proposed city millage increase. The city manager at the time declared that if the millage didn't pass, the Troy Public Library would close. The millage failed, and Troy Public Library started down the road to complete closure. Enter our champion. She, along with a grassroots citizen action committee, collected 50 resident signatures and placed a proposal on the February 2011 ballot that would have assured TPL's independence as a PA 164 library. This proposal was defeated by only 700 votes due to negative campaign tactics from the opposition. Despite this loss, she remained undeterred. She lobbied the Troy City Council to reconsider its decision to close the library, and in May 2011, the Troy City Council announced it would go for a millage to keep the library open. She spoke publicly at forums, to the local newspapers, to individual residents, to homeowners groups, to anyone who would listen about the importance of the Troy Public Library to the community. In August 2011, TPL's millage passed with 58% of the vote for a 5-year term. In 2013, I was delighted to learn that she had joined the board of the Friends of the Troy Public Library, and not just as a board member, but as vice president. She became president of the Friends of the Library in 2014, and in the 6 years she's been president, she has revitalized the Friends organization. Before we knew it, it was 2015 and time to renew the library's millage. She did not hesitate to repeat her crusade of 2011. This time, the millage passed by 76% of the vote. Once again, it is time for voters to consider TPL's millage, this time a millage increase. She is already out in front of the issue by defending the library's need for increased funding and educating and advocating on behalf of TPL. She knows the value a library brings to its community, and she is a tireless and vocal supporter for libraries. Her heart, the heart of a champion, beats for the Troy Public Library and all the people who use it, from residents to friends to staff. A champion is someone who fights to make the lives of others better, and the entire Troy community has benefited by her efforts. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Michigan Library Community's 2020 Heart of a Champion, the president of the Friends of the Troy Public Library, Susan Matthews.
Good afternoon, Michigan Library Association. I'm Sue Matthews. I'm just getting home from school, teaching 6th graders, taking off my school lanyard, putting on my library lanyard, requisite pieces of flair, including a vintage Troy Public Library button from a campaign drive in 1984. I worked there as a student, and the library has been a part of my life even from before then, from the time I was a young child. It was a place to go that was comforting, a place that I loved. I would check out as many books as I could carry, and then as a teenager, when I worked there as a page, I got to explore every inch of the building, and I feel as though it is truly a second home. I would like to thank the Friends of the Troy Public Library Board, and especially Library Director Kathy Ross, for nominating me for the Heart of a Champion Award. And I would like to thank the Michigan Library Association for bestowing that award to me. However, it is odd for me to be honored for something that is just the right thing to do, to fight for my library. For the last decade, I have been working with wonderful and amazing, phenomenal people in the battle to keep our library funded and open and available to the citizens of Troy. That work has changed my life in ways I could not ever have imagined, and I cannot imagine not fighting for this library, not working with the Friends, and not being a part of the wonderful community that supports the Troy Public Library. I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
The Citation of Excellence celebrates and honors those who have championed school libraries through volunteerism, administrative support, and advocacy. Please welcome Amy Cody and Lisa Brakel to introduce and unveil this year's recipient of the Citation of Excellence.
The Michigan Association for Media in Education is the professional organization for school librarians in Michigan. We celebrate our members and others who support the school librarian community by offering 16 awards that can be given annually. We are fortunate to be giving out 9 awards to our members this fall and to our supporters. Our MAME awards honor excellence in our profession, as well as recognizing those who champion us in many ways, such as through volunteerism or government and administrative support and advocacy. Lisa Brakel will be telling you a bit more about our honoree this year.
Our honoree this year is a MAME member that has served our organization in an exceptional way. During her time as MAME president in 2014, she developed a certain flair for advocacy, so much so that we encouraged her to continue that work by inviting her to become the MAME Advocacy Chair. Through this advocacy work over the past 6 years, she has become the voice for school librarians across the state. She has repeatedly written proclamations celebrating Michigan School Library Month for the governor to endorse. She has collaboratively worked with many organizations, along with the Michigan Department of Education, to promote and encourage the role of the school librarian. Her work at the state level garnered her a position with our national organization, the American Association of School Librarians, serving on their board of directors over the past 2 years. Our honoree regularly presents at library and education conferences, has served on many state and national task forces and committees, and works as a full-time middle school librarian. She has become a mover and shaker in the school library and technology world, a professional to follow, a friend to turn to for advice and assistance. She is truly deserving of the MAME Citation of Excellence Award. It is now my pleasure to introduce this year's honoree, Mrs. Kathy Lester.
I am very honored to receive the inaugural Citation of Excellence Award. Excellence. Yes, I do work hard toward trying to provide my school community with an excellent school library. I strive for excellence in all of the roles of the school librarian, including teacher, instructional partner, information specialist, program administrator, and leader. I am so inspired by my colleagues across the state, and I am always learning from them. Being an active member of MAME has made me a better school librarian and a better person. My heartfelt belief is that all students deserve access to an effective school library staffed by a certified school librarian. I believe in the need for the ecosystem of libraries. Jim Neal said it best. Libraries constitute an ecology of educational, research, and community services. In this environment of interdependency, we, as a family of libraries, must embrace advocacy for school libraries. We must all fight the closing of school libraries, the reductions in professional staffing, the erosion of budgets for resources and technology, and the consequent weakening of the librarian-teacher partnership in the classroom. Advocating for additional funding for public libraries to support schools without school librarians is not the answer and does not provide equity to our students. Representative Camilleri and Colazar are ready to reintroduce the school library bills, and we as a library ecosystem must support these bills. Ranking 47th in the nation in supporting school libraries is shortchanging our children in Michigan. We must all stand up and demand excellence for all of Michigan's students, and this includes the right to attend a school with a well-stocked and consistently funded school library staffed by a certified school librarian. Thank you.
The Francis for Excellence in Service to Youth is given annually to a Michigan library staff person who has made an outstanding contribution to the field of library service to youth throughout their career. To introduce and unveil this year's winner of the Francis H. Pletz Award for Excellence in Service to Youth, welcome Linda Austin.
Hi, I'm Linda Austin, and I'm the managing librarian of the Auburn Area Branch Library. I found myself needing a new department head for my branch, and when I hired one, I had no idea what a wonderful addition to our family she would become. She loves to set goals for herself, and she believes in achieving them. She is an excellent leader. She gives her staff room to grow and develop professionally. She mentored and inspired one of her colleagues to apply to an MLS program, and now she too is a librarian in our system. Since she took over the department, programming has improved and attendance has grown tremendously. She has created programming to enhance children's learning and to follow some of the curriculums the schools were using. She also went to the elementary schools and she taught the kids in every grade level to use our website. And then she taught them ours and the MEL databases too. She created a portable escape room program that was easily adaptable for grades kindergarten through 5. It was a huge success in the schools. In 2017, our program and school visit attendance was 8,258. In 2019, for the same statistic, attendance was 13,769. I believe her most compelling quality is she interacts with the children who come into the library. Before she'll give a student a computer guest pass, they have to tell her one new thing that they learned at school that day. She is showing the kids who come in, big or small, they are important and valued. She wrote and won the Primetime Family Reading Grant. She collaborated with the elementary school media specialist, and together they ran a successful program. Being the team player that she is, she helped another branch in our system put the program on the following year. She has made school and business connections throughout the community, and because of these connections, it made it possible to put together a huge summer reading program kickoff, which included the participation of the community. And it is now my pleasure to introduce the winner of the 2020 Francis H. Pletz Award for Excellence in Service to Youth from the Bay County Library System, Stephanie Reinhardt.
Thank you. I am so pleased and so honored to be the recipient of this year's Francis H. Pletz Award for Excellence in Service to Youth from the Michigan Library Association. There's a lot to say and not a lot of time to say it, so I'm going to jump right in. Thank you to the wonderful library community here in Michigan. When I first moved back to the state after having started my career elsewhere, I was welcomed with open arms by a number of people who included me in discussions, learning opportunities, and projects. Thank you especially to former director of Houghton Lake Public Library, Kimberly Young, for the opportunity and the time to really invest in library services here in Michigan. And of course, my years at the Bay County Library System have given me the chance to work with some amazing people who helped me develop as a librarian. My branch manager, Linda Austin, helped round out some of my sharp edges and gave me the leeway to try some strange ideas, which I hope she will agree paid off in benefit to the library and the community. And to my mentors, staff, and colleagues, Daisy Willard, Emily Marsh, Danny D'Amico, and Jackie Brousseau, to name just a few. You have been more encouraging, patient, and hardworking than I could have ever asked for. If I have done some few things to be honored in this way, it is only because of your graciousness and work to help support my ideas. And to my long-suffering and deeply supportive parents, you have always had my back. You have taught me to work hard, work smart, and work to the benefit of those around me. You have taught me to lift as I climb, and truly, when you raise a child up in the way she should go, well, we get here. Thank you. Once again, to the librarians of Michigan, we are in a deeply and crazy unprecedented time. The work you are doing is hard, but it is seen and it is appreciated. Your communities are thankful for the work that you're doing, even when they don't always know exactly what it is that libraries do. Let's keep working together for the benefit of all. Thank you.
The Library Support Staff of the Year Award recognises a support staff professional who goes above and beyond to provide support at their library and who has advanced and strengthened the image of support staff. And now, to introduce the winner of the 2020 Library Support Staff of the Year, welcome Sonia Bernard Hollins.
Hi, my name is Sonia Bernard Hollins, and it is my pleasure to announce this year's winner of a brand new award from the Michigan Library Awards. This particular person is near and dear to my heart, and not only to myself, but for many other authors in the community. Being a local author oftentimes can be a challenge, but this person makes it fun and amazing. One of the books that I created, Benjamin Losford and his Handy Dandy Clippers, was about an African-American barber who escaped slavery. This person not only brought in barbers to get free haircuts, but a soul food luncheon during the breeding as well. That was amazing. In addition, the students of my MERS TED Explorers program have had the opportunity to meet Mae Jemison, the first African-American astronaut, because this person reached out and asked, do you want to meet this astronaut? She's coming for a book signing. And we were there. In addition to that, just me as an individual, I love libraries. I've grown up in libraries and see libraries as a place of resources and opportunities. I've seen this person talk with youth at the computers, and it challenged them to learn new things and not just look on social media. So not only does this person help local authors, youth, and community be recognized, he reaches out to the youth as well. So it is my pleasure to announce, first time ever presented, Library Support Staff of the Year Award to Kalamazoo Public Library's Jermaine Jackson. Congratulations, Jermaine. You deserve it.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jermaine Jackson, and I work for the Kalamazoo Public Library System in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I work at the Elma Powell branch, which is the smallest branch of the Kalamazoo Public Library. I grew up as a little boy here, coming to story time and to some of the amazing programs that they continue to provide to this day. And I am just grateful that this has become full circle for me. And now I am privileged to be a part of sowing into the lives of the community that I grew up at. And so I'm just so grateful to receive this amazing award. And I'm glad for all of those that nominated me in my community, for all the amazing community members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much. And I want to send out a special shout out to Sonia Hollins and Marcy P. Thank you all so much for thinking so highly of me. I am just forever grateful, and thank you, Michigan Library Association.
The Public Librarian of the Year Award recognizes outstanding library professionals who inspire people, provide innovative library service to their community, promote collaboration among libraries, and show evidence of personal and professional achievement, as well as initiative and creativity. To introduce the 2020 Public Librarian of the Year, please welcome Scott Dimstra.
Hi, I'm Scott Dimstra, the Executive Director of the Capital Area District Libraries, and I'm thrilled to announce the Michigan Library Community's 2020 Public Librarian of the Year. This award winner draws on her vast knowledge of genres, formats, and trends in publishing to build and maintain a collection that's both current, diverse, and expertly curated. She then builds on that to train library staff on how to promote that collection through book talks, curated displays, and reading lists. Under her leadership, our cooperative's Overdrive collection grew in circulation from 1.4 million in 2017 to over 2 million checkouts in 2019. That wasn't just from her expert curation, it was also from the twice weekly book list that she prepared for our users. In 2020, she was interviewed by a student group from Michigan State University's Democratic Discussion course, where they wanted recommendations on comics and graphic novels that encompass 4 areas. They were human rights, gender, racism, and the environment. So as you can see, for this award winner, it's not just about getting the right book to the right person. It's about empowering those people and in turn empowering our communities and our library staff. She hasn't just done it for our library, she's done it for every library in the Michigan community by presenting at area conferences and leading area workshops. So it is now my pleasure to introduce the Michigan Library Community's 2020 Public Librarian of the Year from the Capital Area District Libraries, Jessica Trotter.
Thank you to the MLA Awards Committee, the Board of Directors, and staff. I told my director that the day I opened the letter it was such an impressive, cold, gray, rainy day. And it was the first day back in the library after a vacation, and I really did not want to come in. But I opened the letter, and to find out that CATL had nominated me for an award, let alone that I'd actually won it. It was amazing. It was a shock, and it's just an honor to be recognized. So thank you again to Scott Dimstra and the CATL management team who've created opportunities for me to explore, experiment, and grow, whether it's proposing our podcast or encouraging and supporting our Readers Advisory initiatives or letting me still dabble in a genealogy programming every once in a while. Which brings me to the case of my very supportive supervisor and friend, Thea Russo, who must periodically give me the look that says, where are you going to fit that in whenever I say yes too many times? Thank you for encouraging me and encouraging me to think things through too. This year has been so very strange and disconcerting, from pandemic to uprising, but it's also made it clear that I work for a district that has approached our challenges mindfully and with respect to both the staff and patrons. I have tremendously supportive coworkers. Special thank you to Marisa Garza and Cheryl Lindemann, my staff and coworkers when I worked at Downtown Lansing Library, and the people I've worked with across the district on various projects. You've pushed me, you've made me think, and you've helped me become a better librarian. And of course, to my family, you are wonderful, and from the 12-year-old up to the 95-year-old, you always keep me on my toes. Thank you all, and here is the award. Thank you very much.
Well, we're now about halfway through the awards ceremony, and I've casually picked up my guitar as I sit here in my living room, casually wearing a black tie. And now I will sing you a little song. I picked a literary one, and it's the scene is a castle in Denmark. Act 1, Scene 1. There was this king sitting in his garden all alone when his brother in his ear put a little bit of poison, stole his brother's crown and his money and his widow. But the dead king walked and got his son and said, now listen kid, I've been killed and it's your duty to take revenge on Claudius. You kill him quick and clean and tell the nation what a fraud he is. The kid said, right, I'll do it, but I'll have to play it crafty so that nobody suspects me or pretend that I am daft. So to all except Horatio, he counts him as a friend. Hamlet, that's the kid, he pretends he's round the bend because he isn't ready for obligatory killing. He tries to make his uncle think he's tuppence off the shilling, takes the rise out of Polonius, treats poor Ophelia vile, tells Rosencrantz and Guildenstern that they're mud-blooded bile, till a group of travelling actors like the one who stand before arrive to do a special one-night gig in Elsinore. Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet, very balmy. Hamlet, Hamlet loves his mommy. Hamlet, Hamlet, hesitating, wonders if the ghosts are cheating, that is why he's waiting. So Hamlet writes a scene for the players to enact, so Horatio and him can watch to see if Claudius cracked. The play is called The Mousetrap, not the one that's running now. And the king walked out before the final bow. So Hamlet got the proof, his uncle gave his dad the dose. The only problem being now that Claudius knows he knows. So while Hamlet tells his mother her new husband's not a fit man, Uncle Claude takes out a contract with the English king as hitman. So when Hamlet killed Polonius, the concealed corpus delicti was the king's excuse for sending for an English hempen necktie with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to make one sure he got there. Then Hamlet jumped the boat and put the finger right on that pair. When Laertes heard his dad's killed in the bedroom with the heiress, he comes running back to Elsinore, toot sweet hot foot from Paris. When Ophelia finds her dad's killed by the man she's gonna marry, after saying it with flowers, she committed harry-carry. Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet, no messing. Hamlet, Hamlet, learn his lesson. Hamlet, Hamlet, Yorick's crust convinced him all men good and bad at last must turn to dust. Here we go. Then Laertes lost his head and was demanding retribution, but the king said, keep your cool, I'll supply you a solution. So he arranged a sword fight for all interested parties, with a blunted sword for Hamlet and a sharp one for Laertes. To make double sure the old belt and braces line, he fixed up a poisoned sword tip and a poisoned cup of wine. The poisoned sword got Hamlet, but Laertes went and fluffed it, because he got killed himself and he confessed before he snuffed it. Then Hamlet's mummy drank the wine, and as her face turned blue, Hamlet said, I think the king's a villain through and through. Incestuous, murderous, damned Dane, he said to be precise. Made up for hesitating once by killing Claudius twice. He stabbed him with the knife and put the wine between his lips. Then he said, the rest is silence, that was Hamlet, had his chips. Then they fired a volley over him that shook the topmost rafter. Fought in brassly deep in Danes, lived happily ever after. Fought in brassly deep in Danes, lived happily ever after. Oh, Hamlet, Hamlet, very gory. Hamlet, Hamlet, end of story. Hamlet, Hamlet, I'm on my way. If you think that was boring, you should see the play. Thank you very much. And stick with us, because there are so many others to be recognized with the awards. The Rising Star Award recognizes a librarian who shows leadership early in their career. While new to the profession, winners of this award are forward-thinking, expand the role of librarian, and move libraries into the future. Now to introduce and unveil this year's Rising Star, please welcome Matthew Wisocki.
When I read the criteria for this award, I laughed because I actually thought the folks at MLA must have written this award specifically for this year's recipient. In the short time I worked with this year's Rising Star, she made strides in advancing not only our day-to-day operation, but also pushing our organization to think outside the box, to have a larger impact on the students and faculty we support, and more importantly, the community we serve. No idea is too grand for this year's recipient. And in all of my years of working in libraries, no one has made me more excited about the profession that we work in, and no one has made me feel more excited about the possibilities of what we're capable of doing in our profession. The last project that I had worked on with this year's Rising Star was advancing Detroit's youth literacy by helping our institution become a partner with the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. She also took on an important role of archiving testimonials of people working in our field impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. I couldn't be more proud of this year's MLA Rising Star Award recipient. Fortunately for her and unfortunately for us, she has moved on to bigger and better opportunities outside of the institution that once aligned us. I can't wait to continue to find ways to work with her and watch her continue to thrive in our profession. Our profession, our communities, and our world need more people like her. And I have no doubt she's up to the challenge to lead by example and inspire others along the way. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Michigan Library Community's 2020 Rising Star from Wayne State University and Inkster Public Library, Miss Betty Adams. Congratulations, Betty.
Betty, it's time for your acceptance speech.
Oh, hi. I'm Betty, the Leanna Hicks Public Library. I'd like to say a few words about my receiving the Rising Star Award from MLA. My library journey has been brief but eventful. From my start as a library aide at Garden City Public Library in January of 2016, to becoming a library assistant at Washington Community College, to working in interlibrary law at Wayne State University at the Shipman Medical Library, to most recently becoming the director of the Leanna Hicks Public Library of Inkster, Michigan. I was never alone in this journey. I'd like to thank James Lenz from Garden City Public Library, Bethany Kennedy of WCC, Wayne State Library System staff, all of them, and the Library Board of Leanna Hicks Public Library for all taking a chance on me and making me the librarian that I am today. Thank you to all those who cheered me on throughout this journey and who believed in my ideas enough to stand by me and help see them through to become a reality. From Writer's Lounge to starting the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library in Detroit, it's been a wonderful ride. Thank you, MLA, Matt Wisocki, and whomever else made my nomination worthy of this prestigious Rising Star Award. Most of all, I'd like to thank my other half, who saw the worrisome, self-doubting side of me through it all. Without him, I would have never went for a master's in library and information science. I appreciate you all more than words can explain. And I wish everyone a safe and happy holiday. Thank you.
This Academic Librarian of the Year recognizes the outstanding accomplishments of a librarian or library administrator and their contributions to their institution and academic libraries within the academic year 2019 to 2020. And now to introduce the Academic Librarian of the Year, welcome, Darlene Johnson Ignotti.
Good evening. On behalf of the MyAlla Executive Board and the Awards Subcommittee, I'm honored to introduce the recipient of our very first Academic Librarian of the Year award. She began her career as an academic librarian at the University of Detroit and later joined Washtenaw Community College, where she is a faculty and distance learning librarian. Looking at her long list of accomplishments, founded and initiated are common themes. As chair of the ALA Community and Junior Colleges Library section, she established a task force to encourage scholarly research by community college librarians and a virtual planning committee to create engagement opportunities for library workers with limited travel support. She is a volunteer administrator and co-founder of the Michigan Virtual Reference Collaborative, which has enabled its 15-member libraries to seamlessly support students during this pandemic. During winter 2020 semester, she completed the study of science librarians' perceptions, and her findings will be published in a forthcoming issue of the peer-reviewed Journal of the Medical Library Association. She not only advocates for better libraries, but for a better world. She led Washtenaw to become one of 88 schools in the nation and one of 3 in Michigan to be designated as a bee campus, and that is bee as in honeybee, in December. She has been a member of MyALA since its inception and contributed greatly to its growth. She has held several leadership positions, but more importantly, she leads by example. She is a pick up the ball and run with it kind of person, but she will also encourage others to join into the game. And if all of this isn't enough, she does beautiful bead work and may be wearing one of her creations tonight. Please join me in congratulating the 2020 Academic Librarian of the Year, Sandra Kalem McCarthy.
Thank you, Darlene. Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be receiving the MyALA Michigan Academic Librarian of the Year Award. I want to thank Washtenaw Community College and all the faculty, staff, and librarians who have worked with me on many successful endeavors, especially the nursing and allied health programs, STEM, the life and physical sciences, and academic skills, all validating the role of the library in college education. A big thank you to WCC Sustainability Council for implementing bCampus USA and the very successful Seed Library supporting food justice. I am grateful for the college for their continuing support with my research projects over the years, most recently my sabbatical to complete my national survey about community college librarians. I also thank my friends and colleagues throughout Michigan and nationally who have collaborated with me over the years. One such collaboration is the Michigan Virtual Reference Service between community colleges and universities. I thank MyALA for the opportunity to serve as board member and chair of the Community College Interest Group. I matured as a community college professional when elected to the ACRL Community and Junior College Libraries Section Chair position last academic year, and through all the other committee positions I currently hold and have held. I have cultivated a network of friends and colleagues over the years by collaborating on these projects. Last but not least, I thank my husband and 2 sons for their support. Thank you again, MyALA, for this award.
The Above and Beyond Award recognizes an individual who has selflessly served Michigan libraries and library staff and has gone above and beyond in service to the profession. To introduce the winner of the Above and Beyond Award, please welcome Elizabeth Madsen.
Hello, remote MLA. My name is Elizabeth Madsen, and I am the library director at the Chesterfield Township Library. I am pleased to tell you about the next award winner who has been recognized for the 2020 Above and Beyond Award. As you know, 2020 has been an extraordinary year, dominated by the COVID-19 global pandemic. And library administrators have had to make extraordinary decisions about the process of closing and opening libraries and protecting staff and public. These decisions have been driven by each executive order that has been issued since March 10th, 2020, when the first 2 cases of COVID-19 were reported in the state of Michigan. At the time of this announcement, there are now 185 executive orders, over 126,000 cases of COVID-19, and 7,000 deaths in the state of Michigan. One individual has gone above and beyond to support library administrative decision-making. by seeking to thoroughly understand and clearly communicate each executive order. We are so grateful that the Library of Michigan gathered hundreds of library directors together each week via Zoom, where we specifically sought clarification on the impact of the latest executive orders. Where we may have been bewildered or overwhelmed by changing directives amid safety concerns, this individual provided steady leadership, support, and up-to-the-minute interpretations of often just released executive orders. Whether fielding a specific individual question or an issue on behalf of the collective, this individual helped Michigan libraries meet this crisis, and we have come to depend on her to navigate 2020. It is now my pleasure to introduce the winner of the Michigan Library Community's Above and Beyond Award, Library Law Consultant at the Library of Michigan, Claire Membiela.
I'm speechless, which those of you who know me or have been to my presentations know that that's a pretty rare occurrence. But it is important to give credit where credit is due. Because of the nature of recent events, because of the nature of events during the recent months, it just so happened that my area of expertise was often in the forefront. In library development and in all of LM, it takes a village. And without the amazing team I'm lucky to work alongside, my contribution would not be possible. I'm fairly new to public library work, and I have the best examples of public library devotees and experts as resources to learn about how to best serve public libraries. I am not going to name everyone because I might miss somebody, and that would just be wrong. This recognition belongs to everyone at LM for their continuing work during this chaotic time for the benefit of public libraries in Michigan. However, there are two colleagues I am going to mention because to omit them would be like drafting a legal memo without citations. If LM development is a team, Shannon White is the coach, the cheerleader, the equipment manager, the water person, and the mascot. Everything I've been able to provide has been made possible by Shannon's untiring efforts to ensure that we all have the tools and support we need to do our jobs. And her supportive management style has the uncanny ability to keep you on track and from ripping your hair out when another EO is issued 5 minutes before a Friday director's call, which, by the way, were also Shannon's creation. And then there's Anne. If she were not a kind, generous soul, Anne Suring would have reported me for stalking a long time ago. Anne generously and consistently offers thoughts, information, and expertise to me and to the library community, without charge and without hesitation. From my experience as a large law firm librarian, I know exactly how valuable this is. All Michigan libraries owe her a debt, but I personally will always be grateful for her kindness and grace in treating me like a colleague and for still answering my calls. I wrap up by again offering my sincere thanks to MLA and to the librarian that nominated me for this award. I will do my very best to continue to deserve it. Thank you.
The Legislator of the Year is awarded to elected officials in recognition of outstanding leadership in promoting libraries and supporting legislation or amendments that advance our legislative goals. And now, to introduce the Federal and State Legislators of the Year, welcome Jenny Marr.
My name is Jenny Marr. I am the director of the Ferndale Area District Library. And this year, I have the honor to be the chair of the MLA Advocacy and Legislative Committee. It gives me great pleasure to honor two of our staunch legislative supporters, one here in Michigan and the other on a federal level. First, recognizing our federal legislator for his work to stand up and support libraries across the nation by introducing the Library Stabilization Fund Act. This legislation would provide $2 billion for libraries administered through the Federal Institute of Museum and Library Services. The legislation would keep nearly 370,000 library workers on the job, defray costs related to safe reopening, and support a wide range of library services to millions of patrons, including high-speed internet access and digital literacy training, resources to facilitate remote learning for educators and students, applying for government services such as unemployment assistance, and programs that foster early literacy, entrepreneurship, and lifelong learning. It gives me great pleasure to honor Congressman Andy Levin, who represents the 9th District in Michigan. Second, as the chair of the subcommittee of the Department of Education Appropriations Budget, this Michigan senator was instrumental in adding $1 million to the state aid line item for fiscal year 21. This kind of increase takes determination, time, and lots of hard work. For the past few years, we have advocated for an increase. A year ago, we were hopeful that our legislative leaders would add this as a supplemental as the budget season dragged on. This year, in the midst of dramatic budget cuts throughout our state caused by a global pandemic and worsening economic challenges, we were hopeful to remain flat. But that certainly isn't the case. Instead, both the value of libraries and the challenges we are facing have been recognized, and that has been reflected in the state budget. It is our honor to recognize Michigan Senator Wayne Schmidt of the 37th District in Northern Michigan.
Hi, I'm Senator Wayne Schmidt, and as chair of the K-12 and Michigan Department of Education budgets, I worked very hard to secure an additional $1 million for public libraries in this upcoming budget. Libraries are an essential part of our communities, especially during the pandemic, and that is why I found it vital to ensure that we increase funding for our libraries. In 2019 alone, Michigan's 396 public libraries checked out more than 75 million books, movies, music, and electronic materials like ebooks to patrons. They've also had 43 million library visitors, offered 176,000 programs and enrichment opportunities, provided Wi-Fi that was used more than 13 million times, and employed nearly 8,200 people. This is just a brief highlight of the many things our libraries do for our communities and residents. Michigan's public libraries have quickly adapted to the pandemic to still provide those resources to residents and visitors that many rely upon. October is Michigan's Library Appreciation Month, and I want to personally thank all the librarians and their staff for the services and the dedication to their patrons. It is truly an honor to be recognized as the Michigan Library Association's Legislator of the Year, and thank you very much. I greatly appreciate the honor.
Hi, everybody. I'm here at the Bloomfield Township Public Library, my home library. And I just want to tell you what an honor it is to receive this beautiful Legislator of the Year award from the Michigan Library Association. I really am going to cherish it because libraries are so important to me. They have been for my whole life since I was a little kid in Berkeley, Michigan. And my mom used to walk us up to the library to get as many books as we wanted. And now libraries are doing so much more than providing books. They're providing homework assistance for kids having to learn remotely. They're providing Wi-Fi hotspots for families that don't have access to technology and the internet. They're providing services for people who've lost their jobs and need help with their resumes and job search. They're providing help with telemedicine, so many things. Libraries are crucial public institutions in this pandemic, and we've got to help them more than we are. So I led a letter to our leadership in the House that led to $50 million in the CARES Act for libraries through the Institute for Museum and Library Services. And then we fought for more money, and we've got $135 million in the HEROES 2 Act that we passed on October 1st. And my bill, the Library Stabilization Fund Act, has $2 billion that we're trying to get for our libraries throughout America. It costs money to have barriers like this and all the protections BTPL has throughout this facility and all the extra services they're providing. I'm going to keep fighting for libraries because to me, libraries are the very symbol of a public good in America. Thanks, everybody.
The Lifetime Achievement Award recognizes a deserving librarian for their distinguished service to the library profession over the course of their career. Throughout their career, winners of the Lifetime Achievement Award have sustained a strong and consistent body of work, demonstrated leadership in their community and in the profession, mentoring and empowering library staff, providing innovative service to their community, and enhancing the image and visibility of the library. They promote collaboration among libraries and librarians and have been a catalyst in special areas such as intellectual freedom, library innovation, outreach, and equity, diversity, and inclusion. And now, to introduce the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award, please welcome Ryan Weber.
Hi, I'm Ryan Weber, and I'm director at Kalamazoo Public Library. And it's my honor to introduce the winner of the 2020 MLA Lifetime Achievement Award. This year's inaugural winner truly represents the type of librarian and recipient for which this award is intended. This librarian has passionately given his heart and soul for the library profession in Michigan. From day one, upon becoming a librarian, he's been an energetic force intent on making library services better and patrons happier. As director at KPL, I know firsthand of this librarian's talents, his ability to lead and inspire, his compassion for others, his initiative to provide life-improving resources for patrons, his unceasing push for social justice, and ways to create an equitable, diverse, and inclusive library environment, and his ease in making others laugh and reminding ourselves that we need to have fun as library professionals. Over the years, he's served on the MLA board and numerous committees. He's helped plan annual conferences, presented countless programs on a wide variety of topics, including customer service, organizational health, and leadership. Libraries across the state seek his speaking presence for staff development trainings, and he serves as a mentor to new librarians in Michigan and all over the country. In addition to his regional and state involvement, he's been very active nationally with ALA, YALSA, and PLA. He's spoken at conferences and public libraries in 28 states, and somehow he still finds time to write a column for PLA's Public Libraries Journal. Visionary by nature, he's extremely adept at transferring big ideas into reality by pulling groups of people together to plan and execute. Some of his recent successes include the implementation of OneCard, which is a partnership with Kalamazoo Public Schools that automatically places a library card into the hands of every student by using their student ID card. He's also used his voice and passion in pushing for Narcan usage in Michigan libraries. At KPL alone, Narcan has saved lives 4 times during the past year. He instituted peer navigators who utilize their lived experiences to assist patrons who may need help with addiction, housing, public assistance, and food resources. He's advocated for the creation of a scholarship opportunity for persons of color interested in librarianship. KPL's Amanda Green Scholarship has been endowed at the Kalamazoo Community Foundation and will begin awarding recipients in the fall of 2021. This person is a rare jewel of a librarian, uniquely special for Kalamazoo, for Michigan, and for anywhere. Better than that, however, he's an extraordinary person who gives much of himself to improve lives and create better libraries and stronger communities. I selfishly can think of no finer librarian than Kevin King of the Kalamazoo Public Library as the recipient of the very first MLA Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, Kevin, and way to go.
Welcome to my home. Thanks a lot. I'm going to read my speech now, so sit back, have fun. It's such a humbling honor to receive this award tonight, especially in this surreal time when I'm speaking from the comfort of my living room, instead of sharing smiles of joyful gratitude with you in a room bursting with celebration. But honestly, operating in a new way to meet the needs of the time and circumstances is pretty much my favorite thing. I've always been an innovator, seeking the invitation to do things differently, meeting challenges in unique ways. Once upon a time, I was motivated by being a boundary breaker. And I liked the way it fueled my ego and evoked praise. I'm so grateful I remember that I became a librarian to give the community access to the tools they need to live better, to be better. There's no benefit to libraries embracing innovation simply for the innovation's sake. It took me a while, but I learned that being innovative is an act of hope, a solemn task to devise the most equitable and creative ways to improve services to patrons and communities. Libraries are literally depositories of innovation, where all humans can learn from yesterday's curiosity and results to map out the best futures for themselves. I believe this profession can and should aspire to inspire hope in every person entering the library's doors. Whenever I get discouraged by the state of the world or mistakes I've made, and let me tell you, there have been many, I point myself back to that central guiding principle and start again. The common thread among the myriad programs, projects, and of the teams I've been part of at Kalamazoo Public Library, MLA, ALA, and PLA is that they've had service to the community at their heart. And I take great pride in being a servant to the public and responding to the needs we find there. There are so many initiatives I never would have dreamed of I'd be a part of while I was in library school. And that's good because it means that libraries are claiming their role as center of community in creative, robust, and beautiful ways that are bigger than what was imagined in the past. It has been such a deep honor to do this work alongside so many talented, compassionate, and bright people. I'd like to acknowledge the powerful change we can make in working together. There are so many people in my life who can claim a piece of this award. This beauty right here. I wish I could mention them all, but MLA gave me a time limit. Ryan Weber, who nominated me for the award. I appreciate that you understand what is inside my heart. Eva Davis, my no BS mentor, but more importantly, my dear friend. Sean Harris, Cindy Dobres, Casey Coker, Jacqueline Woodson, and Gary Schmidt, who with the above wrote letters in support of my achievement. Your words will continue to lift me up beyond this day. KPL's leadership team, community engagement department, and staff. It has not always been easy, but we almost always find a way to build community together. My dear sweet friends I get to see twice a year, including my roommate Walter, at conferences. The time I spend with you always recharges me. The MLA, and the awards committee for recognizing my passion for this profession. You know, I'm okay if you want to call this award the Kevy from now on. Bethany Maley is one of the toughest and most talented colleagues I have ever worked with besides in my career. One of my daily goals is to try and show my appreciation I get to work with her. My parents, they would take me to the library when I needed something to do and to keep me occupied, and I've always appreciated that. And finally, my family, Kathleen, Abigail, and Rachel. Your love and support fueled my drive on days when I struggled with the dark clouds that sometimes cover our Michigan skies. I love you to the moon and back. Again, thank you for this award. I appreciate it. Glasses up. Cheers. This is good. I want to get some more. Bye.
Well, and that almost ends this evening of celebration. George has had a long and tiring evening. I suppose I can't even pretend it's the evening. It's the afternoon where I am, clearly. I want to leave you with two Germaine Greer quotes. One of my favorites is, "Libraries are reservoirs of strength, grace, and wit, reminders of order, calm, and continuity, lakes of mental energy, neither warm nor cold, light nor dark. In any library in the world, I am at home, unself-conscious, still and absorbed." Germaine Greer. And there is nothing we have needed more over the last year and few years than reservoirs of strength, grace, and wit, reminders of order, calm, and community. So thank you, libraries, and thank you, librarians, and thank you also for inviting me to fulfill this function for you this evening. I would like to once more recognize the three host organizations, the Michigan Library Association, the Michigan Association for Media in Education, and the Michigan Academic Library Association. Thank you to all of you, and thank you very much for joining us on what has been a very memorable event. My very best wishes to you all.
Hi, I'm Julius T. Jefferson Jr., President of the American Library Association. On behalf of the association, I say congratulations to Representative Levin, to Senator Schmidt, and to the Michigan Library Association. When a member of Congress introduces legislation like the Library Stabilization Fund Act, or a state legislature supports increased library funding, you know that the libraries in their district are making a visible difference in their communities, and that those libraries are actively advocating for the people they serve. Thank you, library workers and volunteers across the state, and best wishes to all of you in your shared service to the people in the great state of Michigan.
It is such an honor to work with all of you. Congratulations on being one of the recipients of the Michigan Library Award.
Congratulations, Claire. You go above and beyond, especially Fridays at 5 o'clock when new issues are ordered. Thank you so much for all that you do.
Congratulations, Claire. We're all very happy for you to receive this recognition from the Michigan Library Association and the statewide library community.
Congratulations on your Michigan Academic Librarian of the Year Award, Mom.
Congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations, Sue. It is my honor to serve with her on the Friends Board and my privilege to be counted among her friends.
Congratulations, Sue. I can't think of anyone who deserves this honor more. You, amongst anyone I know, have the heart of a champion, and I am so truly blessed to know you. Thank you for all that you do.
I'm Sandy. It's Amy Lee from Washington Community College, and I wanted to congratulate you on your Michigan Academic Librarian of the Year Award.
Sandy, my friend, congratulations.
Congratulations, Librarian of the Year.
Sandy, congratulations.
Congratulations, Sandy McCarthy.
Eddie, I am so happy that I'm able to do this video to say congratulations on your Rising Star Award.
Hey, you award winners, congratulations. You make us super proud. Hooray!
I want to congratulate Sue, and it is well deserved. Thank you, Sue, for everything you do.
Just wanted to extend my congratulations to all of our winners this year.
I just want to congratulate all you fantastic, hardworking library people out there who received an MLA award this year.
Congratulations to all of the winners. Keep up the good work.
Woo! Hey, Sandy, congratulations. A fitting award for an inspiring librarian.
Sue, I would like to congratulate you. This award is very well deserved. You've been just an unceasingly hard worker, not only for the Friends of the Troy Public Library, but also for all of the people in the city of Troy.
We are all very proud of Sue. She's an inspiration, and I appreciate her leadership and her partnership.
Hi, it's Lisa from MLA. Just wanted to say congratulations to all the Michigan Library Award winners.
Congratulations, Sandy.
Congratulations, Betty Adams, MLA's Rising Star for 2020.
Betty, congratulations on receiving the Rising Star Award.
Well, when I first read the criteria used for selecting this Heart of a Champion Award, I immediately knew the one person who would be a perfect match. Sue, a hearty congratulations.
Congratulations, Sandy, on winning Academic Librarian of the Year.
Congratulations, Sandy. Good job.
Congratulations, Librarian of the Year.
Congratulations, Sandy.
Hi, Sue. It's Mary Lynn, your proud VP. I want to say big congratulations to you for winning this award, Heart of a Champion. You are a true champion. You have the biggest heart, and you're so kind. And all your energy goes to helping Troy be a better place.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all the winners, but especially to Claire, my partner in Trivia Crime.
Each of you has helped to make a difference by being uniquely different. Congratulations and keep up the good work.